Muy bien, empezamos y bienvenidos a una nueva sesión con Quest English, donde les voy a compartir mis ideas sobre la importancia de hablar inglés para hacer negocios y conseguir un muy buen trabajo. Yo soy Mr. Poloche, me encuentran en todas las redes sociales con este seudónimo y, eh, y pueden ver todo mi contenido mayormente en español en YouTube y en Spotify. Bueno, entonces voy a cambiar a inglés para hacer esta sesión y seguir practicando. Thank you very much all for joining us today. We are live with Quest English and Mr. Poloche in order to talk about how important it is English for making businesses and landing a great job. So I would like to start with this phrase I made up myself. Based on my own experience, which is when you learn English, you open yourself to a wider and longer path to personal and professional growth, making yourself more competitive into a globalized world of knowledge, entertainment, and businesses. So these three last words are key words to identify the purposes of learning English, which I will go through in this presentation. So what are we going to go to see today? What are the list of content we're going through today? Well, first of all, we need to be aware that the most important thing is to enjoy the road and dream of the future. You have to be content with what you have, and you have to be willing to do more in regards of your personal goals. So English is what I mentioned before, is making this path easier for you in several aspects. So what are these aspects? I find four aspects or four purposes. The first purpose is for entertainment, purely entertainment. The second one is tourism and cultural interchange. The third one is to study and land a great job and a nice occupation, something you actually enjoy. And the fourth is for professional use and business making. So the first one, for entertainment. You see, in my personal experience, I started to learn English or to study English because I wanted to understand the songs I was listening to. I loved Michael Jackson and the way he danced, so I listened to his music a lot, and I didn't understand what he was saying, so I decided to start studying English in order to understand. So entertainment is music, entertainment is watching movies. I enjoy a lot watching movies in the native language, mostly in English. And of course, for entertaining myself with video games. Video games is another way I learned English a lot, because the video games originally came or were launched in English, so I had to keep up with the new words I was being shown in order to understand the game and the mechanics of the game. The second reason is for tourism and cultural interchange. Well, you see, when you travel, when you get to know a lot of people and you get to know other cultures and make your vision of the world wider and more comprehensive. This means that you are acknowledging new ideas, new ways of conceiving life, conceiving businesses, conceiving professions also. And this is very important for you because when you have a wider range of people's opinion and cultures, you make yourself more adaptable to the environment, which is very important for whatever you're doing. And of course, for entertainment, but in the means of tourism. Here I am in the picture on the right, because I went to a museum, a wax museum in the United States in New York, and I found this very amusing. Of course, you can go travel abroad and enjoy the trip, but you will not fully enjoy the trip unless you have a proper way to communicate with people, and the English is the best tool in whatever country you are. So in order to get the full experience of interchanging cultural experiences, you have to learn English. The next one is to study and land a great job and an occupation. Here I want to make a difference between job and occupation, because a job is something you are being paid off for your talent and your time. But an occupation, not necessarily you're being paid, but you're being asked to do something you actually enjoy and you're good at. So an occupation can be you working as a freelancer or working on your own. So this doesn't mean you have to be an employee for a company. But in the first case, if you decided to study something, probably the new content will be published in English, whether it is something related to technology or software development or mechanics or robotics or developing new vaccines or going into space or whatever new technology we are experiencing in the new world. It is very important to learn English in order to catch up with all the ideas, because some of the ideas and most of the topics are translated into all languages, but they first come into public in English. So in order to keep up with all the knowledge, you better study and learn English. And finally, for professional use and businesses making, you see, I want to share something that I have seen in the mixed martial arts business and sport. So this is the picture here on the left with the man with the globes. You see, I like to watch the UFC fights, and in this league of mixed martial arts, they do not pay much of attention to the fighters that do not speak English. Why? Well, because they are not good for the media. They don't do good on the interviews. They don't do much. They are not capable of providing much content in order to advertise and promote the business. So they are being slowly discarded. And the same happens if you're playing football, for example, or in other sports. If you don't speak English, it will be harder for you to achieve or to get new deals or better deals. And of course, for making businesses on your own, whether you are working on yourself, on your own company, or you're working as an employee for another company, it is very important for you to learn English, because first, you will have access to all the information regarding your business. And of course, if you're willing or you are looking for foreigners or an international market, it will be much easier for you to find both the technology to use and implement on a software platform or on the web, whatever platforms you need to use to make e-commerce, online marketing, and of course, getting in touch with the clients, and later on to make actual negotiations. So let me tell you this experience I had myself. I worked 8 years in a row for 2 large companies as marketing and sales leader, and I was in charge of the international business area. So some of the other colleagues I had did not speak English. And of course, they weren't able to bring new clients from abroad. So the company could survive with the local and domestic market, but the growth was experienced thanks to the new international clients that were being allocated by me and my team. So these are the main reasons I find useful to understand and speak English. Thank you very much. This is how I end the presentation today, but we will go through the 5 topics